Hello and welcome back. So this video is going to be my neutral eyeshadow palette collection. Last week I did show you my colorful palettes. I did decide to split these up into two videos because I have a total of 43 palettes. So today I will be showing you my 21 neutral palettes. The only ones I haven't included are my magnetic palettes full of depotted and single eyeshadow. We'll be splitting this up by brand, so let's get into it. I'm going to start with one of my favorite eyeshadow brands, and that is Juvia's Place. I only have two palettes from them that I would consider more neutral. The first one is the Saharan 2, and I really love this one. I mean, as you can see, there are two pops of blue, but the rest of the colors are kind of burgundies and browns and a peach. So I consider this a neutral palette, but I really love this one. I do have full reviews of a lot of these palettes, and actually both of these Juvia's Place palettes I have full reviews on, so I will link my reviews playlist. The next one is the Original Warrior palette, and this is the ultimate, I would say, glam neutral palette. It is beautiful. I really love it. I was really curious about the second Warrior palette that they have, but I did decide not to get it. Okay, next up, Too Faced. First up, the Peanut Butter and Jelly palette. Sadly, this isn't available anymore. It has gone in and out of stock, but currently I couldn't find it. I do really like this though. Really pretty, warm neutrals, pop of purple, although this is pretty dupeable, but I do like the quality. The next one is the Peanut Butter and Honey palette. This one sadly isn't available either, although this one got pretty terrible reviews. However, I do really like it. It's pretty basic though, again, warm neutrals, and most of these, I mean, that one looks like it has shimmer, but it basically acts as a matte. That one is the only more metallic one, but I've gotten some really nice looks from this palette, so I do like it. I actually found this at a CCO. Now that Too Faced is owned by Estee Lauder, you can find this at CCOs because CCOs are all Estee Lauder owned brands. So yeah, you could always check there because mine does have Too Faced now. Next up is my Pan That palette for the year. You've seen this many times. This is the Original Chocolate Bar. I do really like it. And the look I'm wearing today, actually I used this and a colorful palette, so that tutorial will be coming soon actually. Here it is. As you can see, I have Pan. I've been working on it all year, and I still really like this palette. Last Too Faced palette is the Milk Chocolate one, and this may be my favorite though. Sadly, it's kind of the least used, but I do really like it. These are the very warm neutrals and some very rich browns in here. I really like this one. This is definitely the type of neutrals I like the most, kind of warm and smoky, but I do like all of these, but this may be my number one. Next up, Anastasia. I only own two Anastasia palettes. First up is the Soft Glam. You've seen these a million times, but I really like this. I do have Pan on this one. Pinks and some warm neutrals, but it's beautiful. What can I say? Then we have its more cool-toned sister, Sultry, and you've seen this one a million times as well. I really like this one. Except I actually don't like that coral shade, but the rest is gorgeous. I will say that the packaging does shed a bit of glitter, which I don't like. I have a full review on this one as well. Next up is Makeup Geek, and I only have one palette. This is the In the Nude. Pretty simple, warm neutrals as well, although these two are really nice metallics. This is Grandstand, which is one of their most famous colors, if you will. Next up is Tarte, and I only have one Tarte palette. That is the Tartelette in Bloom. This was my Pan That palette for 2018, so if you want to see those videos, I will link my playlist. As you can see, I hit a lot of Pan, and I actually still really like this palette. It is a bit more cool toned. As you can see, most of my palettes are warm toned. So yeah, I still really like this, even though I used it for a whole year. One palette from Dose of Colors, that is the Marvelous Mauves. I consider this a neutral palette, even though the shades are a bit purpley, but they're not super bold. However, I really like this. It's a very powdery formula though, but they blend really easily. Next up is just a MAC quad, and this is Point and Shoot. This was some limited edition collection. I mean, this is super basic, but it is very cool toned. I don't have anything else that cool toned and gray in my collection. The quality on these is really nice. I got this at a CCO too a while ago. I keep it though because I do really like it. Next up is ColourPop. First is the Mar palette. I consider this a neutral palette because it's mostly neutral with pops of blue, but the quality on this is amazing. I do really like it, although I kind of wish they had kind of gone all in and done a super blue palette like they did with the Just My Luck, but maybe they'll do that in the future, although I'm not sure. Next two from ColourPop, I'll kind of breeze through. This is the Zodiac and this is the My Little Pony. However, I have rearranged these and I depotted the Dream Street because the packaging on that one was getting kind of icky. So some of these are actually colors from the Dream Street, and some of the Dream Street is actually in this one as well. I got rid of a few shades and each of those I didn't like. So yeah, those are not the original palettes, but I really do like that about the ColourPop palettes, that they're magnetic and you can rearrange them. Alrighty, Beach Cosmetics. I only have one neutral palette from them, but I do really like it. This is the Sylvia Gani palette. And the quality on this is pretty mind-blowing. It's only $24. This performs like a much more expensive palette. This one I would say is a half colorful palette, but I still consider it a neutrals, but it's really, really nice. These purples are amazing. These neutrals are amazing. The only thing I don't like about this, the highlighters are not very good quality. Next up is Bad Habit, which I don't know that I would buy more from this brand, but I do have the Artistry palette, which is a dupe for the Mario palette by ABH. The reason I wanted this so bad was because I destroyed mine trying to depot it, which was a huge mistake. Now I have this, and honestly, having owned the original, this is a perfect dupe. It's crazy. The formula, the colors, it's pretty much exactly like the Mario palette. So if you did miss out on that, this is only $10 or $12 and it's shockingly good. Then I have the Athena palette. This is a dupe for one of the Huda palettes, and this is really good too. This one does have the purples in there and some reds, but yeah, I mean, it has these duochromes. This glitter shade, I've tried that once. It's a bit of a mess, but the rest of them are great and the mattes are really good. So yeah, this is pretty good. Okay, 3 palettes left and they are from Morphe. This is the original Jaclyn Hill palette. I think it's great. I really like it. I do wish the packaging was a bit less bulky, but you've seen this a million times, but it's a good palette. Then I have 2 of the Vault palettes. People didn't really like these, but personally I did. This is the Ring the Alarm, very warm tone neutral. And the next one is too, honestly, they are rather similar, but they had different enough shades for me to get both. And this is the Armed and Gorgeous. Alrighty, so that is my neutral eyeshadow collection. I really love all of these. The quality is pretty amazing. As you can see, I have a lot of warm neutrals, but I do have some good pops of colors in these and also some cool toned eyeshadows as well. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching and check out my colorful eyeshadow palette collection if you're interested in that.